Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeff White, Jeff White Fitness Solutions. Thanks for checking out this video today. And this is going to be another body game video. And the title is Protect Your Mouthpiece. Protect your mouthpiece. Now, when you hear that phrase, a lot of times, mouthpiece is pertaining to, talking to the opposite sex and, how to get their attention, things of that nature. But in this instance, the mouthpiece is maintaining good oral health, good oral hygiene. And when I see people talk about oral hygiene, especially in the body game industry or videos, they're talking about, brushing, flossing, using white strips and mouthwash. And that's cool and all, but there's a whole lot more to protecting your mouthpiece or maintaining good oral health. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I strongly encourage you to watch this entire video because there's a lot of information that many people don't know that you definitely need to know. And it's for people of all ages. And so I would like for you to please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm definitely trying to get my subscribers up, so definitely stick around. I'm going to be incognito today, but I do have a couple of pictures of myself. One picture of me lifting weights, and another at the start of a triathlon several years ago. So I am. This is a lifestyle for me. Healthy living, working on improving myself in all aspects of my life, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially, is a huge aspect of my life. So this is just a couple of pictures of me, just so you can see that I do live what I speak also. And shout out to a lot of the body game content creators. We have Ron Wills, Noto Content, MJ Get Right, Ivan Parfait, Arston Durham. There's a lot of others out there, but that's just a couple off the top of my head. All right, guys, so you ready to go? Let's get started. So you may ask yourself, if you don't know, what is the oral microbiome? Well, what many people don't realize is how important it is because it plays a key role in maintaining good health. And we're going to talk about that as we go through this video. But it's so important that you probably wouldn't believe it. How many people know that in your mouth you have 700 species of bacteria, fungi, and viruses that literally live in your mouth? Now, when you see that, you may think to yourself, bacteria and viruses in my mouth. You might think, oh man, my mouth is all jacked up. But in reality, a lot of these, or these that we're talking about, are the good bacteria. These bacteria, fungi, and viruses help keep the mouth healthy. They fight off the bad bacteria and viruses that invade our mouths daily. So these are very important and are key to your overall health. And as a matter of fact, these bacteria, these 700 species, are the second largest of microorganisms in the body. The first or the largest collection is in the gut. So you have the gut microbiota and the oral microbiota or microbiome, whichever one you want to use. But this is a very important aspect of health, and it's not really discussed as much as it should. And when it comes to body game, a lot of people focus on the outer, but you really want to look at the inner as well and make sure that is as healthy as possible. And focusing on your oral health is key to making sure that your body is healthy overall. So let's break down what the oral microbiome does. Now, a lot of us, we really take our mouths for granted. We just, eat and drink water, whatever, and talk and, whatever. But we don't realize how important it is. So let's just look at some of the things it does. The oral microbiome, it helps with digestion. It helps break down food and absorb nutrients. That's very important for your overall health and for body game, of course. Oral health fights off harmful bacteria, produces antimicrobial substances, and protects teeth. That's very important also. And this is one that a lot of people may not know. The oral microbiome helps strengthen the immune system. Now we're really going to dive deep into that in the next upcoming slides, but that just gives you an idea of how important the oral microbiome is. And I'm also going to talk about the different ways that we sabotage it and don't even realize it. So yes, the oral microbiome is very, very important to our overall health. And this is important for everyone of all ages. And parents, pay close attention because you want to make sure that your children have a strong oral microbiome as well. Okay, so here's something you probably knew deep down, but you never really thought about it. But the health of your saliva can have a direct impact on your gut microbiome and overall health. It's like if you cough up phlegm, you're sick and you cough up that really nasty stuff, to spit it out because if you swallow it, it's just not good. But just imagine the little things that you don't think about that could be in our saliva that we don't really consider quote unquote bad. And again, just like every other health issue, over time those things build up and can cause sickness. I'm not talking about you swallow today and then you're sick. I'm talking about things that happen over time. And here's something else that you want to know that I didn't know. I just recently found this out too. Only 57% of the bacteria species in the mouth have been named. So there are many others. 43% have not been named. And as a matter of fact, what I'll do in the description of this video is to post the links to the articles where I got this information. What I do is I look at actual scientific studies to get my information. So all of this is scientifically backed when I'm talking about today. But that's really important to know because, in other words, scientists still don't know everything about oral health and the oral microbiota. Now, here's one thing they do know that they've been studying, and that is that many diseases are linked to our oral health. I'm talking things like diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Now, how many saw that coming? How many ever made the correlation that your oral health could be linked to something as serious as diabetes and cardiovascular disease? That is really important for all of us to know of all ages. Okay, guys, so this is really interesting, and I quite frankly find it fascinating because take a look at these different health issues, and there is a potential link between these and your oral microbiome. So basically, this chart is a representation of the associations found between diseases with increases or decreases of the abundance of organisms in the oral cavity. So they're looking at these health issues, then they're looking at your oral microbiome, and they're noticing a correlation. There's more or less of some of these bacteria and fungi in your mouth in relation to the health issue. So, organisms listed in blue have been shown to be increased in abundance in the oral cavity in individuals presenting with the noted disease. And organisms listed in red have been shown to be decreased. And those in purple may be either increased or decreased, depending on the condition or progression of the disease. So I really want you to look at this and just let this marinate. Just let this marinate. Your oral health could be linked to these various health issues. Think about that. So you have Alzheimer's disease, cardiovascular disease, cystic fibrosis, esophageal cancer, colorectal cancer, periodontitis, caries, diabetes, pancreatic cancer, rheumatoid arthritis. That is amazing to me. And, as I look at this, for example, let's look at cardiovascular disease. And I do see one name that I kind of recognize, and you may recognize it too. Under cardiovascular disease, you see gingivitis. I know we have gingivitis, but gingivitis, that's an issue in the mouth. Um, you know, that is very interesting to me. And it just shows the different things that are in your mouth, and they may show higher or lower. Pancreatic cancer, you have the gingivitis over there again. So I want you to really think about this and let this marinate, and it shows you how important your overall health is, as well as your oral health. Now, I will say this too: we have to really be mindful of the foods that we eat, because this is hurting us in more ways than we ever imagined. And this is a perfect example of that. Now, now we're really getting someplace. These are the top factors that affect the oral microbiome. And I'm sure some of these are self explanatory, but we just have to talk about it. So the first one is diet. That should be self explanatory. The next one is brushing, flossing, and mouthwash. It's critical we brush and floss every day. And I'm going to touch on mouthwash in just a moment, but all of these are critical. Smoking. I did not realize smoking has such a detrimental effect on your oral microbiome, but it really does. And that's something you really want to be aware of. And up next is kissing. I think kissing is self explanatory. And medications. Medications is a big one, because a lot of times the medication you take can have a direct impact on the organisms, um, and the bacteria in your mouth. It could be killing the good and the bad bacteria at the same time, which could be a problem. Or it could have some type of side effect that affects your oral microbiome. And they don't really talk about the oral microbiome. When you see those commercials for the medications, you ever see those where the people are just they're living their best life, they're just happy and just doing all types of stuff, they're skydiving and roller skating and bowling and just happy. And then at the end of the commercial, for the last 30 seconds, they rattle off all the nasty side effects. I never hear them talk about what it can do to your mouth. But there are studies out there that indicate medication can have a direct impact on your oral microbiome. And a lot of times it is negative. So these are just some things that we really have to be aware of and mindful of when we want to take care of our mouth. Now, some of you may be saying, "What's up with all the pictures of the races and all that stuff?" Well, the video is, about Bodygame. So I just want to show that, I do take this very seriously. I've been into health and fitness my entire life. And if you're going to talk about something, you got to be about it too. So, I'm not in the best shape, and all that good stuff. But I do take Bodygame very seriously, and I think it's very important for people of all ages. So I want people just to know that I mean business, and when I talk about it, I'm also speaking from experience. I'm not just making something up. I'm living it. And I'm living it as an older individual. I'm 56, and I want people to take their health seriously. So when they do reach my age, they'll be able to enjoy life and not just be holding on and just getting by. So it's all about maintaining good health and aging gracefully as we age. And in this instance, taking care of our mouthpiece is vital. So, with that said, let's talk about some of the best foods for oral health. And the first one is water. Water is essential, and this is especially important for kids, because I see so many kids who just drink juice all the time and soda. And I don't think they realize how devastating that is for your teeth and your oral health. You gotta drink water, because what water does when you drink it, it rinses off your teeth. It rinses all that bad stuff off your teeth. And that way it's not sitting there and festering and multiplying. Drink your water, people, and especially drink it after you eat. I can't stress that enough. Drink it after you eat. Other great foods for your oral health are fresh fruits and veggies, because they have those antioxidants and they feed the good bacteria in your mouth. Up next, foods high in vitamin C, calcium rich foods, because they're good for your bones. Then you have salmon, sardines, and lean proteins. And then you have basically foods that stimulate saliva production, such as sugar free chewing gum, crunchy fruits and veggies, lemon, and so on. So, this is very important. You have to maintain good health and eat healthy foods. Now, as far as body game is concerned, I know a lot of individuals are focused on keeping that six pack and looking as lean and as sharp as they can. And I totally get that. But you also want to remember your body still needs nutrients and foods to maintain good health on the inside as well as the outside. So that means you got to eat a variety of foods that's going to help keep your blood pressure in check, your cholesterol in check. It's going to help ensure that your body gets the micronutrients that it needs, and it's going to help you maintain that oral health. You got to keep that oral microbiota healthy because remember, there are 700 different bacteria and things in your mouth. They have to be fed, they need those nutrients too. So you want to make sure you eat a variety of healthy foods daily. Parents, take note. Parents, take note. And in addition to parents, if you have little brothers or sisters or anyone young who looks at you as a role model or needs a positive influence in their life, please take note of these foods: sugary drinks, processed foods, sticky foods, candy, and acidic foods are all terrible for oral health. And the reason why is because they basically feed the bad, nasty bacteria in your mouth, and it helps them grow. Just like the bad bacteria in your gut, these foods help the bad bacteria in your mouth grow. Now, remember a couple slides ago where we showed the different health issues that are potentially linked to the mouth. And remember, those things don't happen overnight. You don't get Alzheimer's overnight. You don't get pancreatic cancer overnight. Those things take time to grow and manifest. And in many cases, it takes years. And those years can start when we are young. So no matter how old you are right now, if you eat these foods, limit their consumption starting today. And at the very least, after you eat these foods, drink some water. Now, I'll tell you what I do because I've said this in previous videos. I have a sweet tooth. I love chocolate. So, what I try to do now is eat more dark chocolate than anything. But I still like my chocolate cake. I still like my pizza and all that stuff. I can't lie. But what I do after I eat it is I drink water and I swish that water around in my mouth, and I can feel the food particles coming out of in between my teeth. In addition, I use flossers, so I try to do everything I can to get rid of that stuff in my mouth. And you especially want to do this before you go to bed. I do know people brush their teeth and floss before they go to bed, but take some time to swish that water around in your mouth. And if you feel some food particles coming out, keep swishing till you don't have any more. But it's very important that you do everything you can to not only decrease your consumption of these foods, but rinse your mouth with water after eating them, no matter what time it is, day or night. And it's especially true for kids because kids don't know, they don't know any better. They're just eating because they're happy and it tastes good. But we as adults, we know better. And no matter how old you are, it's critical you start to pick up these good habits now before it's too late. So we all know how important mouthwash is. We don't even have to even elaborate on how important mouthwash is. And you need fresh breath, period. I mean, we don't have to elaborate on that. But see, the problem is these commercial mouthwash, they kill both the good and the bad germs in the mouth. So remember, a lot of people, they have that connotation that all germs and all bacteria is bad, but it's not. But see, these mouthwashes, they destroy all the germs, all the germs in the mouth. And what happens is it disrupts the balance of the oral microbiome or microbiota, which then allows the bad bacteria to grow. And when that happens, it can increase the risk of immune deficiencies or a reduced immunity, or it can impact the immune system, and it can increase teeth damage. A lot of people don't know that. Now, this won't happen like if you just use it every now and then. This is an increased risk for people who use it a lot, like daily, like several times a day. So you want to be very careful. And again, this is over the long term. So instead of using commercial mouthwash, you might want to consider making your own mouthwash. So let's talk about that. All right, y'all. So here are some of the most popular ingredients for homemade mouthwash. And here is a natural mouthwash recipe. Now, you don't use every single ingredient that you see there on the left. You pick some. For example, you can do filter water, baking soda, and an essential oil. There's one right there. Or you could do the filtered water and apple cider vinegar, and that's it right there. Or you could use sea salt with water, and then you can add, say, an essential oil or cloves or something like that. So you can mix them up. But what I would suggest is do your own research and find out what works best for you. And as you can see, I just added a natural mouthwash recipe here. So you're going to use 2 organic lemons, some cinnamon powder, baking soda, raw organic honey, and warm water. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is cinnamon has many health benefits also. For example, cinnamon can be used to help fight infection in the mouth because it's antimicrobial, antifungal, and has antiviral properties. It can help prevent cavities, help treat gum disease, reduce inflammation, and freshen breath. That's cinnamon. And then honey is good for your mouth also because it has antibacterial properties, is antiseptic, can help reduce plaque, reduce bad breath, treat dry mouth, and as you can see, these and it's natural. Both of these are natural. I mean, you don't hear this type of stuff anywhere, but that's the benefit of some of these natural remedies. But you won't hear about it, and it's critical that you learn these things yourself. So again, start making your own mouthwash, and remember, don't swallow it, spit it out. But yeah, this is the real deal, people. And again, these help kill the bad bacteria, but help the good bacteria flourish in your mouth. So take a really good look at this list, do your own research, and start working on creating your own. Because again, it's all about being healthy inside and out. You want to look good, but you also want to feel good. You want to go to the doctor, and the doctor says, "Wow, you're in great shape." We go to the dentist and say, "Wow, you're in great shape." Natural people, this is the way to go. All right, so you want to take your oral health very seriously because you never know, you could be sick and not even realize it's because of your oral health. And again, this happens over a period of years, it doesn't happen overnight. So no matter how old you are, no matter where you are in your health journey, start doing these things today. So here are some things that you want to add to your health program or your oral health program. Go to the dentist twice a year, floss daily, limit consumption of processed foods, drink water after every meal, and I think that's crucial because you can swish that water around. You can feel those food particles coming up from in between your teeth, and you can rinse off your mouth and get all the sugar and all that stuff out of your mouth and off your teeth. Another one is limit kids' consumption of sugary drinks. That's very important, especially at night before they go to bed. Floss daily. I said that once before, I say it again. And then you want to eat foods that are good for your oral health because you want to strengthen your body from the inside. And the way to do that is to eat foods that strengthen the good bacteria in your body so it can fight off the bad bacteria. All right? Very important, people. We can do this. All right, everybody. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Every day we need to strive to learn something new and find ways to improve ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. And maintaining oral health is essential to doing all of that. So I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment to let me know what you think of this type of content. As you can see, I like to talk about a variety of topics, but these topics are mainly self-improvement in a variety of different ways. So again, thank you for checking it out. And I am also a writer, as I said before. I have books on healthy eating, diet, and one of the books is The Diet of Success, Healthy Eating Tips for Entrepreneurs. That book is in green, is here in that picture. And I also have an online course about healthy eating as well. That course is on Udemy, and that is a free course. So check out some of my stuff. But again, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. But again, we have to take care of ourselves. We cannot rely on anyone else to do it for us, especially some of these commercial companies and commercial products, because they can do more harm than good. All right, guys. So you take care, and we'll be talking soon. Peace.